Oh, we're here. We're live. Hopefully the stream will be better this time. Threw down some money for some new internet equipment, so the stream should be better, or it should be more of the same. We'll see. There's a little bit later going on tonight. One of the reasons is because I was building on this. This is a F2. Pretty stiff trigger, and it's very much loud. Hey, Bailey Little 64, how you doing? I'm just talking about the harp I built today. Oh, Mr. Kebab, how you doing? Michael Dorr, Kelly Diggs, how's everybody doing? I'm doing awesome. Built a new harp this afternoon for the NAJH festival. Colors came out nice on it. I even more like the sound. Really excited about where the harps are going. I won't play that one anymore. That one is not mine. That's going to the festival. I'm going to be building harps for this next month for the festival coming up. And the festival is coming up June 26th or 30th. If anyone's looking to camp with us, because we're also doing camping, the NAJH reserved spots for 50 people. I think there's 20-some left. Be sure to email Porky Miller if you want to come camping with the NAJH members. It's gonna be a real fun time. Porky Miller's email is porky.nhh@gmail.com. You'll see this backwards, so just hold your phone up in front of a mirror and you can read it. But anyways, what should I play? Oh, I'm gonna play the harp I built for myself. Got it slathered in coconut oil. How's everybody doing? How's the harping out yonder? What harps have y'all been into? Been into a little bit of everything. I'm really content with the way the bell rings on these harps. I'm super excited. Going to be going part-time, hopefully here pretty soon, building harps, and then leading into 2020, hopefully quitting my job and going full-time building. But as I do that, got to tighten the techniques up a bit. Picked up a few more things today that help clean things up. Go with that a little bit, maybe. Hey, Dr. George Campbell, how are you doing here? Since you're here, I'll play the harp I built today. This was a harp I built for myself last weekend. I didn't do quite as much grinding on it, but it is a larger harp. Here's the one from today. I made F2, and I was thinking of you when I made this harp. You were saying stuff that's clean, but also has a lot of volume, with a stiff reed. So I did a pretty aggressive taper, starting really wide at the back, and then going into more of a point, and that made for a harp that was quite a bit stiffer because I have a lot of stiffness on the backside. So I wanted to add a little bit of flexibility after I got it put together. So in my Dremel, I mounted a little abrasive wheel, and then took that abrasive wheel, like one of those spongy, looks almost like the 3M Scotch Brite, but they're abrasive wheels, or abrasive like brushes. It looks more like a sponge, and I lifted my reed up gently, and then I ground down it and thinned it down and dropped right down into F2, and added quite a bit of extra flexibility too, because when I originally put it together, it's pretty stiff. So that was a trick I picked up, or did today, on a finished harp. I had always been too scared to try it, and with the sponge abrasives for the Dremel, it works really well. So yeah, George, I was thinking of you when I made this, because I'm like, I'm gonna need something with some punch to it, because Mr. George likes his stiff triggers. But this one is actually going to the NAJH festival. I'm gonna be making a pretty big variety of different types of harps. They're all going to be the same shape, just different lengths and drastically different timbres and notes, and some I'm leaving untuned, but anyways, I'm not going to play that anymore. That'll go to some lucky person at the fest. Then I'll just play the other festival harp real briefly. See how that is. That one I did in purple. But the colors, after I do them, they darken up quite a bit. Somebody says, Bailey Little says, so after a year, I finally found a small... Oh, I missed the comment. It faded out too quickly. So, try this one from last weekend's build. The stylish trigger, really tight gaps. You got to get the coconut oil off here. That's one thing I really like about the Bargain oil better, is that it doesn't gum your harps up. But I use coconut oil quite a bit. Cheap, really easy to use. I use the Vargany Elixir on some of my harps because I really enjoy the consistency and the smell of the Vargany Elixir. The Jews harp one in particularly. Enjoy that one too. I'm really enjoying the direction that the harps are taking. Really enjoying making them. That one I spent a little bit of extra time on the trigger and did a stylish recurve. I like how that plays. It's kind of like a little spring, that little recurve, and it builds up as you pluck it, or at least a different consistency of a pluck than the ones at 90 degrees. But yeah, so yeah, that one I built today, I was definitely thinking of you, George. I'm going to do something like that for your harp when your name comes up on the list when I go full-time making. And I think I'm going to give it a tail, make it look like a Morchang, blend the angles in together more, make the the beak come down to more of a sharpened bird's beak, kind of like a Moorchang. He wanted something that was melodic, crossed with a stiff-reeded Moorchang. So I'm working out some ideas in my head at least. I'm drinking tea. What should we play? Oh, I know what. The harp I was playing last night. Actually, Glaser and a Pilot. Playing around with that saturation. But I'm taking my mouth and I'm closing it most of the way, so I'm going. But you can do the same thing. Pretty much anything with a progressive you can do outward that you can do inward. After playing melodic harps for a while, or cleaner tone harps for a while, it's good to jump out of that and get right back into some saturation, because with saturation, there's a lot to work with, and a little bit on the saturation goes a long ways as far as breath. You have so much. You probably can't hear what I'm saying because I'm turned away from the mic. But you have so much resistance to work with on the Glaser. You got pretty tight gaps, and the reeds are relatively stiff, so. That resistance, or that back pressure, is what I call that. As you're puffing, giving puffs of air into the harp, you feel that resistance. So I kind of try to match my breath to that, because like on some of the Moorchang, like a Gorka, your breaths are going to be way different intensity than like on a Glaser or Szilagyi. This is what I said after Holy Rip. Oh, nice! I'm glad it's working out for you like that. Oh, I really got lost in that. I enjoyed that session quite well. That's actually a morsing that one of my friends gifted me. Hussein Lahri. I think I'm saying his name right, but yeah, it was his personal morsing that he had somebody polish up for him, and it's super high pitched. But I just noticed during this playing session, there's like two tones. It sounds like if I pay very much attention to the second tone coming off of it, and it might just be in my head, it may not translate on the microphone, but if I pay attention to the second tone, it seems to kind of fade away. That's what I love about the Indian instruments. They're super otherworldly almost. I'd almost say the word psychedelic if I were to use that word correctly in a sentence. But yeah, there's always something gnarly about, or I use gnarly probably incorrectly as well. I use gnarly to talk about things that are, there. Talk about things that I think are awesome. I always think like of a big gnarly looking oak tree, a big gnarled oak tree. Is a pretty cool thing. So, don't know where I was going with that. This is an interesting one. Haven't aired the unboxing for it yet. I just got it in this week. Maybe it was last week. Yeah, it was this week. It is a Plehanov. I've been calling it Plenahov in the past. I believe his name's pronounced Plehanov. Looks like a rocket ship. A lot of different colors to the blacks on this harp. And it's really, really clean. I like it. Now, the whole harp looks like, about nobody else's harp. Totally original looking. And the reed, single thickness this way down, then it starts to taper here. Yeah, I really enjoy the Plehanov. I'm gonna, in the future, if I can ever get another one from him, I'm definitely gonna buy it because it's not a screamer. It's a clean harp. There's also a little touch of fire to it. I really like how the reed was done. Having all this reed back here and then starting the taper right up here makes for a really interesting feeling. And I do believe from looking at it, this is probably distally tapered. Sometimes it's hard to go from one harp to another, like the morsing. My hand was actually getting tired because I was pushing so hard the harp up against me. And this harp requires almost no pressure up against your face, so it's really easy to put too much pressure and close the gaps on the instrument. Especially when going from harp to harp. Has a nice decay rate to it. Decay rate's what I call the sustain of the harp, because it feels like the harp, the tone on it, you have this dong and it decays off gradually. Oh, I like that harp a lot. It seems to really build up resonance, and that sustain, it just goes forever. And the reed just really responds well to breath and articulates well. I'm just going to use the word articulate. It just, when you're breathing and drawing, breathing out and drawing on the harp, the reed just seems to be less moving on its own and kind of syncing itself up with your breath. I really, really like this harp. The Plehanov. I'm going to give it 100 out of 100, or at least a 99 out of 100. Like, the whole harp I like. And also the fact that I can't get another one makes me like it even more. Just it is. Anyways, that's a ramble and a ramble. Bailey Little 64 commented, and I missed it. We'll play probably one more harp. We're at 26 minutes. Yeah, this was a Plehanov. 26 minutes. Actually, I can play for 4 minutes or so. Just zone out for a bit. Something big. This harp transfers a lot of vibration into your skull. Oh, may the 4th be with you as well. Excuse me. Got pollen floating in the air, so see how I fare with this. Some 200 gram Gorka, my favorite of them. The 3s and 500 grams just get too big and too heavy. I find the reeds too stiff on the 500s. I enjoy the 200s the most. But I don't play the giant Morchang a ton. Oh yeah, I got some other harps in this week. I've shot a whole bunch of unboxings, but just don't have or they're on a schedule, so they will be in the future. I think the Plehanov unboxing is going to be next Friday, and got Sisiuk in. I've got a whole bunch of new Homus as well. But anyway, oh, here's another maker I'd never heard of before. This is, and I'm probably not going to pronounce it correctly. This is Hereditanoff with a K. Really cool cases, and they're pretty melodic. It's the one I kept for myself. It came with a little metal necklace case. The frames on them are interesting shape. Here we're tapering in 2 dimensions. It gets thickest in the middle, and then down here they're wide and flat, but beveled really nicely right there at the end. So there's like 1, 2 angles like this, and then a steeper angle here, and then the 2 inner angles. And it makes me think, I'm like, I wonder how much grinding he did to get that. And it seems like that wide frame there at the tip really seals it in the corner of your mouth. Very, very loud, really piercing instruments. I'll play this other Hereditanoff, and maybe, the Sisiuk I got in are fairly cheap harps, or fairly affordable, and they're clean. I really like the Sisiuk, but this one is the other Hereditanoff with a K, KH, and then a gaggle of other letters. I'll get this out of the case. That Hereditanoff E2. They'll be taking this and about 7 others of these Hereditanoff to the festival. Anyways, we'll play one more harp. Yeah, we're at 31 minutes. We'll probably wrap it up after this. Gonna play one of these Sisiuk. I should probably keep one for myself. I'm gonna be taking them to the festival as well. I got so many cool harps that are gonna be at the fest. Got a whole mess of Yakut Homus and some other awesome makers, and I won't show them here to you. If you want to see them, come to the festival. The festival's gonna be an awesome time. I was going to put that's the Sisiuk. One of the favorite Sisiuk. The ones I played of them, they were clean sounding. Anyways, yeah, just some good, more affordable harps for the festival. And I'll have them on the website later. But anyways, we'll play one more harp. We're going to be done with it. What should I play? Oh, yeah. play the tails. Now I'm going to play the higher tune one. Anyways, I love y'all. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. We got the festival coming up June 26th or 30th in and near Cottage Grove, Oregon. I also released a video today with all the details on that. Anyways, I love y'all. Be sure to keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them oiled. Adios. Oh, my throat dried on that one. Had a cough and held it in for too long. Anyways, love y'all. Harp out.